Hey everyone, we're back at Busch Gardens on a barely above freezing day to take a look at Mardi Gras. We still have, as you can see, Jen still has her food tasting sampler lanyard from the last time that we were here. So we hope that you aren't hungry when you're watching this, because this will be a very food heavy video. We're going to finish using the remaining credits on our lanyard, showcase some of the foods that they have available here, and we've also been keeping a running tally of how much the food items we've been purchasing cost on a normal basis. So we're going to total everything up once we've used all our credits and see how much money the lanyard has saved us. I expect that it's a lot. So we'll also be taking a look at what minor changes have been taking place around the park for Mardi Gras. So far in England, it doesn't look like there's been much, but we'll see what else the park holds. Right off the bat, one minor change is that they've added these gold fleur-de-lis on the Mardi Gras banners that they had on the front of the Globe Theater. The banners were there, but the fleur-de-lis wasn't until now. As we had hoped, they've added some new 2024 merchandise. They have this picture frame. Yet again, all of the merchandise has the same basic design on it. The price? No price. Okay. They also have a very large mug. The mug is $18.99, and they have a 2024 shot glass as well. They have a snow globe with a coaster on there. And they also have this, like an ornament, I believe. Looks like an ornament. The ornament is $14.99. And last but not least of the new items is this magnet, which is $13.99. Please excuse all of the upside down places. I just happen to be grabbing everything the wrong way. On the back side of their display, which I almost missed, they have this notebook. It has the same design as all of the 2024 merchandise, but it doesn't actually have a year on this. It just has the same logos. That notebook is $21.99. One other item that I believe is new in the Emporium over here with all of the wolf merchandise, they have this gray mug. Has a wolf on a crest. It is $16.99. It's a pretty large mug too, about as large as the 2024 mug that we saw earlier. As you saw in the intro, they've added some fleur-de-lis on the fence out in front, out of the construction walls here in front of the Squire's Grill construction. While we're over here, let's take a look over the wall at the construction. It's coming along nicely. Looking forward to it opening in the summer. As you can see, the construction wall is still in front of the clock tower, so they're still keeping people a long way away from everything. I didn't notice it from the angle that I was at before, but Jen pointed out that there's new brick on the ground on the other side of the fence as well, so that's exciting. Another important update, the bathrooms behind the Globe Theater are still closed. They have now added a signboard out here to let you know that they're closed. This wasn't here last time, so at least people are aware. They tell you to go to Scotland if you need to use the bathroom. However, the good news is, even if you're entering the park early before it's officially open, they will no longer hold you in the little holding pen right in this area. They will let you into Scotland so you can actually use those bathrooms now. I like to think it's because Busch Gardens saw our video. At least I like to pretend that that's the case. As you're heading away from Scotland, they've also put up a signboard letting you know that the bathroom in Scotland is the last one that you'll run into before exiting the park for now. An update to the construction behind the sweet shop. They have wires that are going to a generator, powering what I can't really see from here. They also have this little wooden platform down here that I'm assuming that they're just using as a means to get around for whatever construction they're doing, and it's not permanent, but it could be permanent for all I know. I guess we'll find out at some point whenever this reopens. On the backside of the Tweedside gift shop, the sale is still going on. They now have a sign out in front letting everybody know that the sale is going on. The interesting thing is it says all items on the porch now 30% off. I thought that they have always been 60% off since they started doing it. So did they reduce the sale price, or I'm not sure what's going on with that. They also mentioned they still will put that 5% surcharge on here that if you've watched our videos before, you've heard me complain about. I really do not like that 5% surcharge. Only one thing really noteworthy back here on the back porch is the limited edition 2023 merchandise is now 70% off. That includes the picture frames, the ornaments, the snow globes, the mugs, and the keychains. Anybody who pays extra special attention to the scenery at Busch Gardens, can you let us know? It looks like as part of the refurbishment of Loch Ness Monster, the top of the rock has been repainted. Clearly you can tell that the backside hasn't been, but the top looks like it has a fresh coat of paint on it, but we haven't really looked at it that hard, so we're not sure. Let us know if you think it looks like it's been freshly painted. Your construction update for Loch Ness Monster? There is no update. It looks exactly the same as the last time we were here, or at least from this vantage point. We're kept back from the coaster itself, so this is as good as we can see, but I don't see any difference from the last time we were here. Well, I guess there's one minor update regarding the Loch Ness construction. The dumpster that was down here is now gone, so they're apparently not removing any more track pieces. We'll have to see if this is the same when other signposts around the park. When we were here last time, you can see, it's hard to see, but there's a sticker right here over the price of the draft beer, and there's also a sticker over the price of the fountain drinks right here. You can see there's a little bit of a sticker. Both of those went up by 50 cents. Last time we were here, the draft beer was $14.99, and the fountain drinks were $5.49. So both of them have increased by 50 cents just in the last month. A minor enhancement to the front of the Abbey Stone Theater, they put these fleur-de-lis and these purple, gold, and green poles here on either side, I guess as a nice backdrop for the Samba Jamboree that takes place over here. Something I've never noticed before in the winter time, maybe they've done it before, maybe this is the first time, I'm not sure, but in the lorikeet glen in the winter they remove the lorikeets because it's too cold, but right now they've replaced them with a black vulture. This is the first time I've seen anything but lorikeets in here. Here it is over here. It's a big boy. Jen pointed out on the sign on the cage that his name is Attila. Hi, Attila. We filmed this last time we were here, but I love it, so I'm filming it again. The crawfish playing the drums that are made out of pots from the Po' Boys. Over in France, a couple of special drinks. First, at the La Belle Wine Bar, they have cotton candy bubbly, cotton candy flavored champagne, and they are also serving hot cocoa and apple cider. And then right across the way over at La Belle Maison, they have spiked hot chocolate and wassail. Signature hot chocolate spiked with an espresso cordial and a mulled cider drink stewed with several liquors, apples, and other spices. We're going to use two of our remaining items at the Creole Grill, formerly known as the Trapper's Smokehouse. We're going to try the blackened chicken, which is regularly $8.25, and the fried green tomato po' boy, which is $7.50. So here's a look at the two dishes. The blackened chicken comes with 5 slices of chicken. The slices are pretty small, but they are thickly cut. And it has a little, what I would call a salsa or a pico de gallo of sorts on top of it. And then here is the fried green tomato po' boy. A couple of green tomatoes. It's about a half of a sub roll. I also should mention the inside of the po' boy has some coleslaw as a topping. So we were both fans of the blackened chicken. Despite the pieces of chicken being small, they were really tender and moist, and the tomato and peppers on top of it really added a nice little kick to it, in addition to the warming Cajun spices that are on the chicken. The po' boy wasn't quite as successful to us. It was still pretty good, but to be honest, Jen's not really a big fan of tomatoes, but she thought that she would possibly enjoy this because the tomatoes are fried. But she thought it was okay, but not the best. I liked it a little more. I haven't really had a lot of green tomatoes, but these were pretty good, and I thought it was a decent sandwich. It wasn't as good as the chicken, but it was worth trying. In the middle room of the gift shop in Germany, where they did have a bunch of discounted hoodies and jackets hanging from racks over here, they've put these tables over here and they've turned this into a wine tasting area now. Minor change to the fountain, they added a fleur-de-lis on top of the centerpiece. So basically most of the Mardi Gras changes since the last time we were here are additions of fleur-de-lis. This guy on the side of the upgrade center, when you pass by, has a soda on his knee. It was, when we used to walk by, a Coke. It looks like somebody peeled the Coke sticker off of it and it's now a Pepsi can. I guess it was originally a Pepsi can. They covered it with Coke once they started selling Coke products in the park. I'm not sure if a guest did this or what, but it's interesting to see the original Pepsi picture underneath. Your gratuitous Dark Coaster wait time update at about 1:30 on a Saturday, on a freezing cold Saturday where this is probably the only warm ride running. 75-minute wait. Actually not too terrible considering how cold the other rides are. Inside the Fest House gift shop, we see this mug again that we saw in the Emporium, but in addition there are 3 other mugs that are at the same shape and size with different decals on them. They have a train mug, a horse crest, and a ride sign mug, all of them the same price as the one in the Emporium. Inside the Fest House at the little bar called Big Easy Spirits, we're going to try a couple of drinks here, the Cajun Bloody Mary and the Magic Mimosa. You can see that they're each regularly $13.99. We won't be counting either of these toward our total amount spent using the lanyard, the food tasting, because Busch Gardens was generous enough to give their members a free tasting sample this month, and we are going to use our free tasting samples on these, but we'll still review them, let you know how they are. Here's a look at the Cajun Bloody Mary on the left with a celery stick inside of it, and the Magic Mimosa on the right. And for size reference, they are very tiny drinks, but they are sample size. If you get the full size, they'll obviously be significantly bigger than this. Or will they? But more on that later. So the Bloody Mary had a very strong spicy kick, which is really good since they call it a Cajun Bloody Mary. It was so strong, in fact, that it kind of masked the flavor of the alcohol. You can't even tell if there's any alcohol in this. It's mainly the spices on the rim, the Cajun spices they put there, that add a lot to the flavor. I'm personally not really a savory drink fan, but even I enjoyed this one. And as far as the mimosa, they pour the orange juice in the cup and then they pour the champagne over top of it, so it's not a pre-mix like most of the cocktails are here. Jen said that she had to really stir the drink up to get the full enjoyment out of it. She wasn't getting the flavor like she normally would until she stirred it up. So if you decide to get this drink, make sure you stir it before you drink it. At the Bayou Bar over in Oktoberfest, we're going to try the crawfish dip, which is regularly $7.50. So we'll let you know how that one is in a moment. Here's a look at the crawfish dip. You can see it comes in a little aluminum, what I'd like to call a ramekin. I'm not entirely sure what you would actually call that. It's, I don't know, hand for size reference in terms of size. It feels like it's served cold. It was left outside, and because the bar is outside, so I don't know if it's supposed to come cold or not, but it's pretty cold because of the cold day. You can see it also comes with two different types of crackers. It looks like a buttery cracker and a wheat cracker for dipping. So the dip was cold as the ramekin felt, so we were correct about that. Jen compared it to pimento cheese with seafood and onion flavor, which is something that she really liked. She really enjoyed that. She had it by itself and also on the crackers. As we suspected, the darker ones are wheat crackers and the lighter colored butterfly shaped ones are similar to Ritz crackers. So you have your variety of vessels for your dip. One piece of good news, after its closure last time we visited, Verbolten is back open. Of course, it's freezing cold out here, so only the crazy people are on there riding right now. For the record, I just got off of the ride, so I'm one of those crazy people. Like La Belle Maison over in France, the Italian wine tasting area also has the spiked hot chocolate endless sale. So you have two options if you wanted to get these drinks. The arcade over in Italy is open, the arcade over in Festa Italia is open again, which also means that the trade wind is open again. Nice to see that this is rotating once more. Unfortunately, I don't remember the prices of the 2 and 3 plus refillable bottles, but I'm pretty sure that the price of a single bottle used to be $19.99 and now it's $20.49, so it looks like that amount increased by 50 cents as well as a lot of the other things in this park. The other two may or may not have increased, I'm not sure offhand. While we're over in Festa Italia, nothing says 30-degree weather like the rapid, Well, certainly it's late enough in the year that Tempesto has to be open by now, right? Oh. Old dependable Pantheon, right? Oh. Okay. Thanks, Festa Italia. Walking by the Turkish Delight, I just happened to notice the sign, no food or drink in the teacups. Isn't that what teacups are for? I almost didn't catch this, but walking by the Caribou Pottery store over in New France, while Griffin is closed, I used to have the Griffin penny press at the exit to the ride. Now they've moved it over here onto the porch of the Caribou Pottery store. So if you want your Griffin pennies, this is where you would get them. Last time we were here, La Catapulte over in New France was one of the few rides that was actually running in the area. Now, it's closed for annual maintenance. It's funny that I almost missed the fact that it's closed for annual maintenance because here's what it looks like right now. No cars whatsoever. They're very deep into this maintenance and I almost missed it. So if you head through New France, here's what you need to know. Maintenance, La Catapulte. Maintenance, train station. Maintenance, Invader. Maintenance, Le Scoot. So keep that in mind if you're coming through New France. From Three Rivers, which is the little wooden cabin looking restaurant over here right at the entrance to New France, we're going to try the Mardi Gras mini funnel cake and the Mardi Gras kettle corn for our last two items on our punch card. So here's a look at the mini funnel cake. Artistically, it's very nice to look at with all the Mardi Gras colors, but it truly is mini. We moved a small cup of water next to the funnel cake just for size reference because my hand wasn't really doing it justice to show how small the funnel cake is. It's a pretty tiny funnel cake, but it is nice to look at. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. Next to that is the Mardi Gras kettle corn. You can see it comes in its own sealed package, so if you wanted to, you could get this and take it home with you. We're still going to open it and try the kettle corn and see how it tastes. So the interesting thing about this funnel cake is that these little darker spots on top of the funnel cake are actually raisins. That was a unique feature because we've never seen raisins on funnel cake before. It also has some vanilla icing on it, which makes it a little sweeter than your average funnel cake, but
it still tasted pretty good. For the most part, it has the flavor of a standard funnel cake, just with a little extra sweetness. And speaking of having a little extra sweetness, the coloration on the kernels of the kettle corn is kind of like a candy coating, which kettle corn is already kind of sweet as it is. It makes it even sweeter. And some kernels, depending on how coated they are, that makes them a little bit soggy also. So depending on how picky you are with your kettle corn, you may or may not like this. I personally like sweet popcorn, so I'm a fan of it, but I can understand if you don't enjoy the taste of soggy, extra sweet popcorn. I would understand that. Also wanted to mention, we almost missed the fact that it looks like there are pecans on here. It could be walnuts, maybe some kind of nut. There's definitely some kind of nut on here, so if you have a nut allergy, you might want to avoid the funnel cake.
Well, next time we're at the park, Mardi Gras will be over, so that'll be it for Mardi Gras for 2024. So we will put the list of the things that we purchased for the year to eat on the screen, so you can see how much we would have spent. Again, the pass was $60 for the 10 food items. We ended up spending a grand total of approximately $68 worth of food, so we saved about $8. That's not a huge savings, but it's still a savings nonetheless. So it definitely does seem like getting the tasting pass. If you expect to eat a decent amount of food, it's worth the money. Even if you get the 5 for $40 deal, it still will save you a little bit of money.
We need to correct a little mistake from our previous Mardi Gras video. Last time we used one of our credits from the tasting to get a French 75. Jen got another French 75 and paid full price for it. And the French 75 here is the same exact size as the one that we got with the tasting sampler. So I guess the prices that you see for the full-size drinks are for the same amount of ounces as what you get with the tasting sampler. So we might have to, yes, you can see Jen's hand for size reference, it's still pretty small. So we might have to readjust our pricing of what we're spending on these drinks for the tasting. So because of that correction, that makes the drink actually $13.99 instead of what we estimated to be about $7, because we didn't expect it to be so small for the full-sized glass. Because the total of this one is actually $13.99, that would make the overall total be $75. So the total that we actually saved is about $15 rather than just $8. So it's actually an even better value, especially if you're getting alcoholic beverages, than what we had originally thought.
So we hope you enjoyed seeing the different food items they have on offer, and also the changes that have been made since the last time we visited. If you did, we'd appreciate it if you would give the video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page, which is appearing right over Jen's head right now. And right below that is our Threads handle. So, thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.